Well, hello, Heidi Ho. Today we're going to talk about business, how you can start a business, get good at business. And this time we have the fabulous business auntie, Miss Billy, here because she can answer questions and I can't. So we're going to go through some slides in a few minutes, and then we will just really open this up for Q&A. This is mostly just going to be a big Q&A, big business, location-dependent business Q&A with both of us. We're actually both in Paraguay, so we're going to do this sitting next to each other. But for the webinar, it made more sense to be in our own apartments. So you're in your apartment, I'm in my apartment.
Yeah, we're about 10 minutes apart by foot.
Literally, yeah. Right, literally, yeah. So as usual, I'll wait a few minutes before we get started because it takes a little time for people to come in. I just kind of announced this webinar, I think, yesterday. So we are currently doing the Get Residency in Paraguay service. That's why we're down here now. And yesterday, was it yesterday we had your birthday or the day before?
2 days ago, Monday.
2 days ago. So Billy was up till 4 a.m. on Sunday night with the guys. Then on her birthday, you're up till 3 a.m.
Yeah.
What's funny is that your party, I was there for like an hour and a half, and I just paid for everything because that's my job. And then I just left because I would get back to work. And you guys, I left at like 7:30, and you guys were out till 3 a.m. How many guys are out till 3? How many people are out till 3 a.m. out of that group?
All of us.
All of you? The whole group?
Yeah.
Juan Pablo?
Well, no, Juan Pablo went home. He and his wife were the only two that left, but everyone else went. We went to a beautiful rooftop bar, and then we went to a dive bar. And the best part of all of this, guys, is that I'm usually in bed by 9. I don't even really drink. So I had, 1 or 2 glasses. But yeah, usually I'm awake at 4 in the morning and I go to bed at 9 at night. So I just decided to live it up since we're with the cool gang of people down here.
Paraguay's party central. It really isn't, but
it's very cheap.
It's very cheap, yeah. Well, the dinner I paid for was a little more expensive than I thought. It wasn't the number I gave you. It was a little more than that. But it wasn't.
I knew that it was going to be a little more because
it was a little more because there was a lot of drinking going on. I think.
Yeah,
that way. And a lot of people ordering steak and stuff. But still, it would have been
basically invited. Oh yeah, we invited everyone that I met last time I was down here, including Juan Pablo, who's our lawyer, and his wife that we've not met before. Yeah. So it was a eclectic group of people.
Billy, when she comes here, Billy's the opposite of me when she comes down to new places. I'm a hermit and I work at my Airbnb all day. Billy gets out and like networks with people. I mean, you have more contacts in Paraguay now. We were just talking about this. You have more contacts here now than me. I've been coming here since 2018. You've been coming here. This is your second visit. You have more contacts here now than I business contacts. Yeah, it's great.
Well, I like being an international business auntie.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Really and what we're doing later this week is checking out the expo. Are you familiar with it, Caleb?
Well, is that going now?
It is.
No? Is that
now until
the
18th?
Right? Yeah, I'm the 18th.
It's a business.
I'm going to try to find time. Go ahead.
I hope you do. It's a huge expo. It's the biggest one in this country, showcasing in just all sorts of different industries, agriculture. And they actually have full days where you can book one-on-ones with people and just sit down and bang out meetings. Unfortunately, though, I have to leave before that day. That's next Monday and Tuesday.
Do you leave Monday or Tuesday?
I leave Monday.
I leave Tuesday. You leave Monday, yeah, I know.
I would like to stay another couple of weeks, but
Yeah, well, you're probably coming back here in March, I think.
Oh, definitely. I'm probably going to come back here earlier than that. Just
you are?
I like it, yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
I have to go to Brazil anyway for one of the projects I'm working on.
And it's
an hour and a half away by plane and about $50. So yes, I'm coming back.
Yeah, Sao Paulo is like right there. Sao Paulo, Santiago. If you're just now joining, we will start in a few minutes. We're just kind of shooting the shit, relaxing. We're gonna have a big Q&A here about business topics. Here's my number that I like to brag about you. We just had another meeting like an hour ago where I bragged about this number. Tell the guys the number of companies you currently have equity in terms of the companies you're involved with.
So as of about 15 days ago, I am up to 11 separate entities.
11 companies.
And of course, I sit on the board. I'm the strategist. I don't work 5 or 10 hours a week in these companies. I work maybe 2 hours a week in some of them, and some of them that are in growth stage will get more attention. And of course, the coaching I do with your guys gets more attention as well. But that's how I curate my time.
How many boards are you on? Like 5?
Right now, 5, yes.
5, yeah. And you have equity in all those?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
And I'm working on another one. What's that?
You know how many boards I'm on? And I get asked, I'm like, no.
Well,
I'm too busy.
Come over to me next time. Just say, "Now, Billy will do it. She's awesome."
Yeah, I'll say, Billy could be on your board, not me. Billy likes that. I'm too busy working.
I really do.
What's funny is that I just told this for the last group we just talked to about an hour ago, a private group. And when I tell people I have 3 companies, I really say 2.5 now. People go, wow, 3 companies. You're involved in 3 companies. Billy's in 11. And they're all location dependent, right? You're not going out to these offices and doing shit, right? So we practice what we preach here at Sovereign CEO. Right, exactly. Exactly, right.
There is one that I'm working on that I'm hoping to find my way in. And that is a company that does the concrete printed homes. And
really?
This particular company is doing a project at a university in the US where they're making 40 tiny homes that are concrete printed for veterans.
For like $1,000?
It's a little bit more than that, but they are cheap.
I'm exaggerating, but yeah, like 10,000. I mean, how much are they? You know?
Yeah, I think they're about 22 to 28,000.
Oh, okay.
But of course, like anything else, it depends on the scale and the size. So,
right.
But it's cool. I'm interested, and so that's the one I'm working on next, just because I like it.
If you guys live could put the number 2 in the chat, if you could both see Billy and hear Billy and myself, that would be awesome. And then we'll get started in about 30 seconds here. And I'll drink more water. This is what I drink. Billy doesn't drink hardly ever. I don't drink at all. Well, there you go. So you both have our water. Yeah. So there you go. Mm-hmm. Drink out of plastic. Okay. I see some 2s. Let's see. Are you guys on YouTube? We're on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and both our YouTubes. So hang on. Let me make sure I'm actually live on everything. Bicycle Guy says dos. He's making a
they're
joke.
Getting fancy.
Unless you're from Latin America, then you're being appropriate.
We have Roman numerals too. These guys are fancy.
I see. We have the smart internet. We're the smart internet. Now that's sometimes good and bad. I talk about listigs, but we have the smart internet. All right, cool. All right. I think what we're gonna do here is get started. No, I'm gonna wait one more minute.
Okay.
Yeah. Good morning to Caleb and Billy. We just did a thing for the 90-day business builder, which we will be discussing shortly. And I'm kind of slightly jumping ahead. Every iteration we do the business builder, we get better results because we're better at it. And so we were just telling the new group, the 5th group, that the 4th group, the group that is active now, is really good. They're doing really well. And so we were telling the 5th group, hey, you guys got a lot to live up to because the 4th group's so good. It's so funny. No pressure though, right? Yeah. Right. Let's see. All right. Yeah, I think we'll get started. So here's what we're going to do. Hang on, I have to adjust my chair. I'm sitting on a Paraguay office chair, and I have this desk that's built into the wall, so I can't adjust the side of the desk. So I have to make the chair really high. But because it's an office chair built in Paraguay or available in Paraguay, it lowers down. I have it as high as it can go. Now I'm really tall. And throughout the webinar, I will slowly be sinking down like this. It's great. It's awesome. So if I circle it up, a little way, I'll be like, hi, guys. So yeah. Welcome to Paraguay.
I don't have a desk chair. I have just table,
you got to get a storage unit like me. Well, if I get my apartment next year, you can store your stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Who never thought I would need, an apartment in Paraguay? I certainly didn't.
Right, I know, right? An office chair. Well, this is what I have my storage unit. So I throw this in the Uber. This is one of the pieces of furniture I have here. Yeah, right. Really quick. We'll do a few quick questions and we'll get started. What's the ratio of men to women in your business program? So I'll start the answer and Billy will complete the answer. So the vast majority are men. However, in most of the groups, depending on the program we have, we always have one woman or maybe 2. And then the women, I think I've mentioned this before, the women kick ass. Anyway, Bill, you talk about that because it's like crazy.
They really do. I think the women tend to engage the guys in the group and help the group come together and share ideas. That's definitely what we've noticed in a couple of the programs, that they're really leading those efforts and bringing everyone in and sharing those different voices and ideas. So it's great. They're doing my job.
They do really well. The women in these programs do well, better than most of the guys do. So A, they get more involved, and B, my experience with women in the corporate world, not so much the business world too, but certainly the corporate world. And Bill, you could probably have more to say about this than I do, is that women know they have to try harder.
Yeah.
So they do. So when they're at that level, they tend to do. My experience with women in the corporate world is that women in the managerial level or the entrepreneurial level tend to make much more money than the average guy because they have to work harder, sort of. I mean, that's just been my experience even back to the old days. Yeah, I mean, right. So it's the same thing here.
Yeah.
Right.
And honestly, we don't care what if you're a man or woman, if you identify as a frog, we don't care. We're just here to have fun and improve our lives.
We're here to make money. We're not here to have fun.
Oh, fuck that. Making money is hugely fun.
You're having more fun on these Paraguay trips than I am. I'm having some fun, but you're having a lot of fun with it. Going out and partying all night. It's great. You do it twice in a row. All right. So we'll get started here. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what we're going to do. This is the first time I've done a webinar, I think, a live webinar with someone else for the entire webinar. Yeah, that's true, actually. That wasn't a JV webinar.
It's my first webinar ever, guys. You're sitting in on it.
Yeah, this is her first live public. You've done some closed live events with us.
Yes.
But this is Billy's first live to the public webinar. If you're watching the recording, this was live. So here's what we're going to do. And Billy, please chime in whenever you want as I go through the slides. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through some slides really fast on the two coaching programs that we have because they're both active right now. And I'm getting a lot of questions and there's a lot of confusion. Like, what's in 90-day business builder 500K? So it's like, okay, I need to clarify this. I'm going to burn through these slides really quick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time selling you on this stuff. A lot of you guys already know. So I'm going to burn through these slides really quick. We get this done with the slides. It's going to be an open business, 5 flags, location dependent Q&A with me and Billy. You've got 2 heavy hitters on here. If this was, if you were paying us money, you'd be paying us a lot of money for this. Billy makes a lot of money. She's in 11 companies. I do okay. So this is your opportunity to ask us questions live when we're done with these slides. You don't get a lot of these kind of opportunities for people. Sounds like I'm bragging. For people at our level, but people at our income level generally aren't doing Q&As like this on the internet. I mean, there's
and we don't often have. It is not easy for us to carve out the time, especially to do these things together. So, we're going to give you the most value we can packed into this time.
Yeah, correct. Okay, so let me move my dumb screens around to make sure I share the right screen. Okay. Let's see. Let me see if I like this. Let's see that. No. This. No. This. Okay. That we can see Billy and me in the slides. Okay, cool. So can you see the slide? Billy, can you see the slide? Sovereign CEO?
You can see the slide.
Okay. All right. I'm going to burn through these really quick. We'll get to Q&A. Cool? Cool. Okay. Our job here at Sovereign CEO is to help you do one of several things. Start your own location independent business, even if you have no idea how to get started. Matter of fact, 90-day Business Builder is specifically for you. Or those of you who do have companies, there's a percentage you do scale your existing business if you already have one. Billy in particular is very, very good at this. Billy has helped scale my company. So when Billy and I started, I was at 4 people. Today we're at, what are we at? 19, 20? I don't even know.
I forgot 2 of them. It is 19 now. It was 17 a few months ago.
It was 19. We're at 19. And we got there pretty quick. It's not like we just got to 19 after 5 years. Or thirdly, if you have your own business, make your business location dependent if you already have a business. Because we get some of you sometimes where you're like, I have a business, but I want to be location dependent, but I want to keep the business. How do I convert? So that, or lastly, implement a 5 flags plan for moving out of the country or setting up an international backup plan or saving money on taxes or whatever it is you want to do. Right now we have the Get Residency in Dubai service. That'll save you a lot of money in taxes, for example. So those are our objectives. So the way we have this really fast, we have a total of 4 coaching programs. We have the Unchained Man Society, which is the Alpha 2.0 thing for men only. 50% of that is business. 50% of that is lifestyle, dating, relationships, testosterone, things like that. That's a monthly ongoing program. We also have the Founder's Sanctum program, which is a business only monthly ongoing program. That is basically lots of Q&A calls with people like me and Billy. That was a little more expensive, but those are our 2 monthly ongoing programs. Our primary programs are the 90-day Business Builder program, which I'll discuss in a second, and the 500K Business Accelerator program. Now, I'm only going to talk about those 2 right now because those 2 are actually active and open for enrollment right this second. The other 2, the Unchained Man Society and Founder's Sanctum, they're ongoing. You can join them whenever you want. We're not launching them right now. There's no specials or bonuses or discounts on those. You can check those out if you want. But these 2 are the ones that are actually going right now. So that's what I'm going to talk about really quick. So first, 90-day Business Builder. This is where we show you how to create a from scratch, a location-independent business within 90 days. So you're actually making money within 90 days. Even if you have no idea where to get started or how to get started, I get emails saying, do I need to figure out my niche before I join the 90-day Business Builder? No, you can know nothing and join, and that's who it's for. Make sense? This is now our 5th iteration. We're launching this today. This is our 5th iteration of this. We have also reduced the price by $2,000. This was hard, but we did it. Reduced the price by $2,000, and we have doubled the number of live coaching sessions you get in the 12-week period. So we've doubled the number of sessions, and we've reduced the price. That was hard to do, but we did it. So this is a 90-day program. People say, how long is the 90-day Business Builder? Well, let's see. It's called 90 days. It's actually longer. If you sign up before the first day of the curriculum, it's actually longer than 90 days. So that's the minimum it will be. We guarantee you will be making, go ahead.
There are some cases where there are holidays, so the program will extend it an extra week.
Right.
But that doesn't often happen.
Right. Well, I mean, almost. I mean, it happens.
Actually,
like
I'm a liar. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, happens a lot.
And Jeff and I usually give a bonus session a couple of weeks later as well.
Right. So this actually is not a 90-day program. If you signed up now, there are guys who have already signed up starting in August, which we'll talk about in a second. They've already been in the program for a week. They have another 3 weeks, and we give you all the materials in early, and you get an early bird session. So it ends up being 4, sometimes 4.5 months. We call it 90 days. So that's the length of the curriculum. So we guarantee you'll be making real money within 90 days, or you stay with us in the program and we work with you forever until you do. And the ratio is pretty low of the people who do everything we tell them to do and they didn't make no money. It happens, but it's pretty low. So that way there's no risk. Now, this is what the 90-day Business Builder program is for, because I never talked about this. It's for total business beginners. You have no idea where to get started, or you have a 9-to-5 job, your job's okay, but you have no business and you want to start a business. This is the program for you. If you have no idea what to sell or what to get started, I have no clue. This is the program for you. This is literally for you. This is designed for you. And then optionally, and Billy, you can probably say more about this than I can. We have about maybe 30% of people who sign up for this already have a business, but that they just started like a few months ago. And they're not really making any money, or they make very little money and they don't know what they're doing. So if that's you, that also could work for this, if that makes sense.
Yep. We always have a bunch of guys in that department, because what often happens is that people don't key on their niche tightly enough, and then they don't know where to go with their marketing efforts. So there's definitely a benefit, even if you've had your business for 5 years and you want to simplify it, increase your outreach and increase your revenues. It's a great tool for that, because you're surrounded by coaching staff. It's not just Caleb and I. There are a whole bunch of coaches involved in this particular program.
Oh yeah. We'll talk about that. Right. Exactly. Okay, here's what you get as soon as you sign up. I'm just going to whip through this really quick. As soon as you sign up, now the curriculum, like right now, if you signed up today or tomorrow, the curriculum starts on August 5th. But you get a bunch of stuff now. The program starts as soon as you sign up. You get I think the number is 14 videos that I have done that are custom to this program. They're exclusive to this program. They're nowhere else on the specific steps. You also get the Alpha 2.0 business course. You get my How to Get Clients course. That's normally $1,700. You get those immediately. My book, Big Income from Little Work. And then you get onboarded into Basecamp with a full 12-week to-do plan on what we're going to do for the curriculum. You get all the to-do items in advance because we want you to get from zero to the money as quickly as possible. We don't want you to wait. You can if you want, but you can jump ahead if you like. So you get onboarded to Basecamp and our Kartra, both, as soon as you sign up. This date is wrong. Jeff corrected me. The curriculum begins on August 5th. That means that's the first session. Then you get 2 sessions a week. These are group sessions. So pretend that says 5th. I thought it was the 2nd for some damn reason. I don't know why it's about that. So then, again, August 5th, pretend it says 5th. Program starts 12 weeks. So for 12 weeks, you get 2 sessions per week. You used to get 1 session per week for a total of 12. Now you get double. You get 24. Can't believe we're doing this. I'm scared. So there's 3 phases. Yeah, I know. It's pretty cool. I mean, we had to really figure out. I had to do a lot of spreadsheets, figure out how do we reduce the price by $2,000, but give people more coaching, but keep it profitable for us. We were able to do it, but holy shit, it was hard. Phase 1, there's 3 phases. Phase 1 is niche and offering. We spend, I believe, Billy, is it 5 weeks or 6 weeks, or do you remember?
It is
nothing but niche. 6 weeks.
5 weeks on niche, and then it's 7 with niche and offering.
Right. Okay, got it. We spend, like almost half the fucking time getting you a narrow niche that has a problem where they have money to spend on the problem-solving thing that you do for them. Because it's so important, and that's the hardest part. That's the things that guys struggle with the most. So that's why we spend so much time on it. Okay. Phase 2 is the easiest phase, at least in my opinion. That's logistics, setting up your website, setting up your payment systems, setting up your mailing list, social media if it's appropriate, setting up all the website stuff. That's the middle portion. And then the third portion is marketing. And we have really honed this down. We've done this 5 times now. We've done this for over a year. We have now honed down the people who are successful in the program. We know what marketing they've done, and we've implemented that into our program. So we have really good marketing now. We've got some good marketing coaches. It's awesome. And so we spend the latter third of this getting your word out there and getting you at least 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 clients, depending on what it is you're selling, so that you can make that money by the end of 12 weeks, because that's our objective. Okay. 2 group coaching sessions per week for a total of 12 weeks. It used to be 1, now it's 2. Led by a coach. I do a few of these. Billy does a few of these. We have several different other coaches. What's the number of coaches, Billy, who are not 500K, but for 90-Day Business Builder for our sessions? Is it between you and me? Jeff too. So you have Jeff, who actually are involved in the sessions. Cliff and Jeff are involved. We have 2 more or 3 more. I forget.
3 more. It really depends on the need. So in some cases, we brought in even more people, depending on where you need us to meet you.
Right. Cool. Okay. All the sessions are recorded in case you miss them, so you don't have to attend live. You do need to watch them. We require you to do these, or else you're not going to make any money. But you don't have to. You miss the session, that's okay. Not a big problem. You get assignments every week in Basecamp specific to do items from the sessions. So we do the session. You get your assignments. They're in Basecamp. You do your assignments. You have your problems or questions. You have 24/7 support from 2 accountability coaches. Now, here's the other thing we've doubled. Used to be 1 accountability coach. Now you get 2. Used to be Jeff. Now it's Jeff and Cliff. You get 2. Cliff, by the way, is a graduate of this program. Yes. He joined the program. I think it was in the first iteration. He was making thousands of dollars in a few weeks. We loved him. And he gave a lot of good advice. Like, dude, you want to come on board and be a coach? He's like, sure. Yep. So that's where Cliff came from.
Yep. Great. And Billy likes to poach talent from wherever she finds it.
Mm-hmm. If you do well in this program and you're a good, communicator and you're helping people and you're making money, and trust me, Billy will say, hey, you want to be a coach? And she'll take a lasso like Wonder Woman and just rope you in. I've seen her do it several times. Yeah, that's great. Which is another income source for you, which is fine. But you get 2 accountability coaches that help you with all your problems in Basecamp. If you have problems, questions, roadblocks, things like that. Billy is also in Basecamp sporadically. You want to talk about that? How you do that, Billy?
Yes. So this is a little bit embarrassing, but instead of scrolling through Facebook or Insta or any of this other crap, I jump into Basecamp, our project management tool, and I read all of the communications from the people in the program. So the questions, the feedback, the things that coaches jump in and say, that's my dopamine hit in the morning. So I may not always respond, but I am always reading it.
Plus you get, hang on a second. I don't have this in the thing. You have a message board where you'll be communicating with other guys in the group, and you'll get advice from guys in the group you won't get from us. because there's always several guys in the group who are really good and know exactly what they're doing. They're really good at niche or marketing, and you can throw off ideas off them. You'll get a lot of information and technique from the other guys in the group because you're active on those boards. It's awesome. So you will, we guarantee it, be making thousands of dollars in 90 days or less, unless you don't do anything. Now, obviously, if you sign up and you just don't do anything, okay, that's on you. But if you do what we tell you to do, things like your niche, we don't just say pick a niche and then no, we work with you to develop the niche, make sure it is a niche, make sure you have a problem, and then define the offering, coaching, consulting, a course, what have you. We have a few tracks. I'm not going to go into that now, but you can't just pick it and say, I'm going to do this. We have to approve it to make sure it's actually a valid niche. It really is a niche. They have money. They can afford to buy what you want. They want to buy what you want. Make sense? So that's why we're confident about this. Quick examples, if you guys have done this program. Kevin made $5,000 from one client, his first client. He'd never started a business in his life, within 5 weeks of this program.
Let me interrupt you.
Yes.
And what he was doing at that time, guys, was research outreach. He said, he made some calls, was trying to learn from people in the field. And one of the guys said, holy cow, what you're doing is awesome. Can I hire you now? This stuff happens.
Yeah,
it's happened to more than one person. Kevin's not the only one.
Crazy. So he wasn't even really doing marketing. He was doing outreach on niche research. This shit happens when you get out there, and we show you how to do this. Cliff, who is now a coach of the program, I'm pretty sure that's right. He's making $3,500 in 6 weeks. Less than again, it's a 12-week program. Jeff just talked to Jordan a few weeks ago or a month or two ago. He just got his second client, brand new business from this program, $13,000 from one client. Boom, second client. Number 2 client. I got started as a consultant back when I was a kid and I didn't know anything. My second client wasn't $13,000. It wasn't anywhere near that. I wish. Holy shit. As always, I try to give you the techniques and the material that I wish I had. So you guys are so lucky. I wish I fucking had the 9-Day Business Builder back in 1996. That would have been great. Right. Raza, he has a testimonial video over at the page. He turned his job into a business, so he immediately slashed his taxes by, what did he tell me? I forget what he said, 60%, because he's in a 1099, and then he gets other clients in addition to his job income, his former job. He turned his boss into a client, which is what you want to do if you're doing some kind of service. And then he's location dependent. I mean, it was great. He did that for this program. So there's all kinds of scenarios you can make work of this program, but we know this program works. We've been doing this a long time. This is probably our favorite program. We talk about this a lot internally.
It really is.
Yeah, we like this.
We don't do it often, but when we have managerial meetings, it's the first thing that we talk about. When we talk about our wins for the week, every time it's some guy from the Business Builder that we're bragging about. So
what's funny is Billy, Jeff, and I have these meetings once a week. We call management meetings, but I was just discussing with Billy the other day. They all become 90-Day Business Builder member meetings. We're all talking about 90-Day Business Builder because that's, and we have, like I said, we have 4 programs. We talk about those too, but this is the one we're very active in. So yes, it's awesome.
We see such results so quickly. It's hard not to be addicted to this program.
Yes, right. I see there's questions. Keep asking your questions in the chat. Bill and I will answer them at the end. We're almost done. How much does it cost? All right. So this program used to be $7,000, and for around there, it was plus or minus $7,000, and you only got one session a week. So now it is between $4,900 and $5,300, and you get double the number of sessions. So I'm going to say this again. It is $2,000 now cheaper, and you get double the sessions. You get 24 instead of 12. It is 100% tax deductible, even if you don't have a business yet. Please check with your accountant. This is a business program. You can write this off in your taxes for the year. It saves you money in taxes for the year, regardless of what happens to the program. So this is a deductible thing. Check with your accountant. Now, $4,900 to $5,300. The default price is $5,300. We offer a lot of discounts, depending on if you've bought other things in the past or you've been a member of our programs in the past. And so what you do is you schedule your call. You tell the guy you're talking to, hey, I bought this of Caleb or this Sovereign CEO thing or this Alpha 2.0 thing, and we'll work with you. Okay, we're pretty flexible on this. Yes, you can make payments. We're getting deluged. All right, we always are. Do you make payments? Okay. Yes, you can make payments as long as they're all done by the end of the program. So within 3 to 4 months, you can break it up into 2 payments, 3 payments, 4 payments, and that also affects the price you pay. So we're very, very, very flexible about this. We know some of you don't have a lot of money. We just signed up a guy. I won't say his name. He was in the session with us. He was one of the guys who was talking to us, Billy, who was staying in South America. Really tight on cash, and we made it work for him. We made a payment plan, and it's all fine. We're very flexible about this. We'd rather have you in the program than not. Okay. All right. So enrollment has opened now officially. This is the official announcement for you guys. 90daybizbuilder.com. That's where you want to go. You click and schedule a call to figure out, the logistics, everything else, get all your questions answered. You have to do this by, this says, again, this needs to say August 5th. But your deadline to schedule the call, because the curriculum begins on the 5th, is July 29th. That is your hard deadline to get in before the curriculum begins. You don't want to schedule the call and talk to us August 4th and rush. That's not going to work, okay? So 90daybizbuilder.com, schedule the call. If you are at all interested, that is your hard deadline, July 29th. Open now. So you've got what? 2.5 weeks? Should be plenty of time. I'm giving you a lot of advance notice this time. Usually I kind of spring this on you guys. I'm giving you more notice this time. Cool? Cool. Okay, now, really quick, switching gears, and we're almost done.
No pun intended, huh, Caleb?
I know, it's not funny. Yeah. Do you want to say anything about business 9-day before I go on, Billy? You good?
No, carry on. This is great.
Okay. All right, switching gears. The other program we have that is also open for enrollment right now, I'll talk about it in a second, is the 500K Business Accelerator. This is a very different program. I get not depressed, but when guys say, what's the difference between 90-day Business Builder and 500K? I'm like, oh, shit. Either that means I'm probably not communicating the difference, because they are radically different programs, radically different. I will show you what I mean by that. All right, so how it differs from the 90-day Business Builder. The 500K Business Accelerator is a 1-year program. You work with us one-on-one for a year. 90-day Business Builder is 90 days or 4 months, depending when you sign up. Okay, 1 year instead of 90 days. Number one, you get over 30 one-on-one coaching sessions with me, with Billy, and our cadre of coaches over the entire year. It's a one-on-one coaching program. The 90-day Business Builder does not include any one-on-one coaching unless you pay for it as an extra fee. There's an optional extra fee, but if you just sign up for 90-day Business Builder, it's all group coaching. You get one-on-one support over Basecamp, but in terms of like a Zoom call, there is no one-on-one coaching with 90-day Business Builder, none, unless you pay for it extra. The 500K program is all of it is one-on-one. It's pure one-on-one, because that's what you guys wanted us to give you. You guys said, I want one-on-one coaching. So this is where this program came from. The goal of the 500K program is to get your location independent income to $500,000 a year or more, instead of just making a few thousand bucks in 90 days. It's a different goal. It's a higher level program for those who want to hit it hard, make more money, hit this thing hardcore. 500K Business Accelerator covers business, obviously, and it covers 5 flags, taxes, time management, lifestyle design, health, not fitness. I can't teach fitness, but I can teach health, mission, strategic planning, and a bunch of other things I'm forgetting. It is very comprehensive. The 90-day Business Builder program is just about starting your business. That's it. 90-day Business is very focused. The 500K program is very comprehensive because it's a year program. And we have specialist coaches in all of these different areas. So who is this program for? People who are hardcore serious about making the big money. I talk about $85,000 a year, okay? Location dependent. If you're like, hell no, man, I want to make $200,000, $300,000, $500,000, whatever, this is the program for you. Now, well, does that mean I have to have a business? No. You can either have no business and want to start a business, or you could already have a business. And we have both in this program. We have guys who had no business, and we help them start it one-on-one, similar to Business Builder, but with one-on-one. And we have guys who are already pretty successful, already making $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, have a business. And you could have either one. We have 2 different specific curriculums for this. We have an established business owner curriculum if you already have a business. Or, this was Billy's idea. She's very smart. We have another curriculum called the Aspiring Entrepreneur curriculum if you don't have a business yet. And so when you get into the program, we just make these assessments. And we set the curriculum based on where you are and what you want. That makes sense. And then people who want individualized help, you really want the one-on-one. Some people are perfectly fine with group. Some people really, really want the one-on-one. That's fine. Okay, that's who this program is for versus the 90-day business builder. Well, can I join both? Yes, I'll talk about it in a second. So here's you get 500K really fast. As soon as you sign up, here's the big difference. You get literally everything I've ever done in my entire life for free. Every course, I've got about 8 of them. Every mini course, which are those webinars, I got about 15 of those. Every book I've ever written, you get all. It's about $14,000 worth of stuff. We hand that to you as soon as you sign up for this program. And that is yours forever, no matter what happens. You can sign up for this program, you get all the stuff, and you can just leave. That stuff's yours forever. It's yours. Okay? Then when you are onboarded into Basecamp, similar 90-day Business Builder, you have your own section where we build a complete file on you. Instead of Business Builder, we just get assignments. We get a whole record of what you want, your assessments. Billy, you want to talk about that, all the stuff we put in Basecamp for those guys?
Sure. Actually, we record, if you want us to, and this is on an individual basis, we will record all of your sessions and make those accessible to you, providing the links in the Basecamp. We're also, each coach also makes comprehensive notes of every one-on-one so that the rest of the coaching staff can be brought up to speed before they jump on a call with you. So you're not wasting the first quarter of your call trying to tell someone what you're doing or what your goals are.
Right.
We take care of as much of that as we can. We also set up the tool to be a repository for all of your information. So if you're not using project management, Auntie Billy thinks that's the backbone for any successful business, is you really have to have that structure. So we'll help you to develop it and to learn how to use it and stay with it. Additionally, you can message all of the coaches through the Basecamp tool.
Correct. You have direct access to all of them. And we got, what is the number? I put 9 in the slides. How many coaches total? Do you have the number in your head?
Right now we have 12, and we're courting a 13.
Shit. All right. It keeps going up. Billy keeps recruiting new coaches.
I find great talent, and I have to bring it to you guys.
Yep. Billy, that's what Billy is very good at, and I'm not. And the good thing, we started doing that as part of this program. We have prior iterations of the program. We had the Focus program and the 6-Figure Warrior Mentorship. And one of the challenges of those programs is there was some one-on-one stuff, but it was mostly with me. And this is just how I am. I'm an asshole. Because of A, my personality, and B, my schedule. If I do a one-on-one coaching thing with you, this is nothing against you. This is about me. When I'm off the call, you're out of my head and I'm on to the next thing. I've forgotten everything. And I wasn't making notes and that stuff. So now we have a system where all the notes go into your file, regardless of, including if you talk to me or anyone else. And we build this entire system around, and you have access to that for the rest of your life, by the way. Yep. So this is all the stuff you learn in this program is yours the rest of your life in Basecamp.
Including your business, Auntie Billy.
They're yours the rest of your life?
Yeah, I am. I like having business nieces and nephews. So
true.
Darn right.
Actually, that is true. That is actually true. That's not true with me. I'm an a-hole, but Billy's much nicer than that. Billy likes to build networks. I like to be a hermit in my cave. But yes. Then you get a full. Billy and I have done a lot of these. A lot of guys who've been in this program. A full coaching and orientation session with me and Billy. And these go a while. They go well over an hour. And we get into your entire life. We have you answer a bunch of questions. We have you tell us what you want, what your goals are, what your income goals are, your business goals are, your 5 flags goals, if you have those, your personal life, what you want there. We go through your entire life. And then we take our 2 default curriculums and we plug into one and we modify those. And we design a custom curriculum for you for the next year based on what you want to accomplish. And we have a lot of fun with this. And we go into depth. We go deep with you on these sessions. So you get that as soon as you sign up, okay? In addition to all this other stuff. So then for 12 months after that, you get 30 one-hour one-on-one coaching sessions with our 12 different coaches, depending on the topic. So we have mindfulness coaches, we have marketing coaches, we have business coaches, we have 5 flags coaches, we got Billy, we got me. At least 4 of them will be with me, at least 4. So that you're guaranteed to get me for at least 4 of those. You also have Billy and others. I put 9 here, so apparently that number is 12. I got to change the slide. So you have Billy, and you can really, you pick who you coach with. Yes. It's kind of based on the curriculum that you want, if that makes sense. There it is, based on the curriculum you select.
And based on, those people that you best mesh with. It's the same as any other relationship. Not all personalities are 100% complementary. So if you have a preference for one person or are looking for more knowledge in a specific area, all we do is suggest to you who the next coach should be.
Right.
This is what you're working on. I recommend this person, but the choice is ultimately yours.
Right. We have guys in this program who will like pick their favorite coach and like do 3, 4, 5, 6 hours straight with just that one coach because they get so much value out of that coach. We've had that happen several times. I was like, what, really? The first time it happened, I was like, really? Wow. Okay, cool. So great. You may latch on to one coach, go, oh my God, this person has exactly what I need. We see that happen a lot with this program. It's totally up to you based on the objectives that you want for this program. It's customizable. We have a curriculum, but it's customizable. Unlike Business Builder, where we fucking tell you what to do. If you don't do it, you're out. It's a very different vibe for this program, right? You also get a monthly accountability meeting. That is with Jeff. We establish benchmarks once a month with Jeff, and he holds you accountable to those every month. So you get that once a month for 12 months. In addition to all this stuff, you get the round-the-clock support from Basecamp, from Jeff, at least from Jeff, and some from Billy. I don't think Cliff's involved in that program, right? Right? Is Cliff in the 500K? He's not, is he?
He sort of is.
Sort of is. Okay.
He's an adjunct to it.
Okay. At a minimum, it's Jeff and Billy. And again, like Billy said, unlike the Business Builder, you can access all 12 coaches directly through Basecamp. We have people scheduling with our testosterone doctor through all that stuff. It's awesome. You also get in addition to all these sessions, you get a 5-flag strategy session with me that can go over an hour if you need to. And I go through your entire financial life, business life, and objectives in terms of what you want to do for 5 flags. If you want to move out of the country, if you want residencies, if you want passports, if you want just international plan B, you go through that in detail with me, you get that. That's on top of it. You also get a tax session with one of our tax attorneys. These are very expensive tax attorneys. This is all free as part of the program. And we have one for Americans and one for non-Americans because the tax laws are different. So one guy in Europe for non-Americans, one guy in the United States for Bruce. So he's fantastic. They're both great. You also get a full assessment with our testosterone doctor. That's probably Dr. Andrew Wiggy. He's been on some of my podcasts. That's part of this program too. You can also actually work with him. There's actually more than one. You can actually, depending on your geographic location, you can actually work with him, get blood work done, and he can come up with a whole plan for you there on optimizing your hormones because that's so critical. By the way, if you are a woman, you can join this program and it's the same deal. Women have hormones too. So you have to optimize that. So it doesn't matter if you're a man or woman on this stuff. Next, everything is free for a year. Everything I do that I come out with that's new over the year, you're a member of the 500K program is free. So if I come out with a new course or a new paid webinar, we just send it to you. It's just free. So not only you get everything free up until now, you get everything free over the next year. Okay, you get that too. And we also have an in-person kick-ass weekend, at least one a year. Billy, you want to talk about that? We've had some good ones.
We really have. I love creating events and I like making Caleb do outdoor things. So we've done Scottsdale, Orlando, and Vegas so far. Vegas. And what we do is we make a whole gala weekend out of it. We'll have meals together. We'll go on an adventure together. We've gone to see shows. And we literally just bring the whole gang together and have a rip-roaring time, as they say.
We have a lot of fun, and guys are talking about that for weeks after.
Yes, and we do great things like the 2 of our trips, we went ATV riding in the desert.
Yep.
Caleb and I and the staff drove really fancy, expensive race cars on a track going
Lamborghini.
I think it was 180 some miles an hour. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
We like awesome. Adventure.
Yeah, we do some cool shit. I mean, I'm tempted to figure out profitably how to do 2 of these a year. That'd be really cool. But at least you get one. Maybe you get more than one. I don't know. But look, I'm promising at least one over the year you're a member of the program with all the other guys. So you get that. You also get, if you want it, 1 year free membership to the UMS program. That's the Unchained Man Society. So when you're a business 500K accelerator, you automatically get the Unchained Man Society membership for the same year for free. That's $3,200, something like that. You get that for free. We just throw that in. Cool. So this is all the stuff you get in addition to all that stuff. How much does it cost? More than $15,000. I'll talk about the price in a second in terms of specifics. It is tax deductible. It's a business program. Please check with your accountant so you can write this off in your taxes. When I say more than 15,000, and by the way, be clear, I am not saying 15,000. I'm saying more than 15,000. Not much more, but it is more. It depends on several factors. It depends on if you want to make payments, and it depends on other things you have bought from us in the past, similar to Business Builder. So the way it works is you schedule your call, you go through everything, make sure it's for you, and then you tell the guy what you've bought or memberships you've had in the past, whether or not you want to make payments, and then we come up with a price that makes sense for you. Yes, you can make payments. Yes, you don't have to put it all at once. Yes, now if you pay all at once, it's cheaper. Yeah, but you can make payments. That's fine. To be clear on payments for this program, they have to be all done within a few months. We can't do like $100 a month for 12 months. That's not going to work. So long as the payments are paid up within the first few months, again, we are very, very flexible. We want to work with you. We will work with you. Schedule your call, and we are very, very nice. Sometimes I'm even too nice. Again, my team tends to be nicer than me, and sometimes one of the consultants will say, hey, I have a guy who wants to make these kind of payments, and I want to give him this. Is that okay? I'm like, yeah, fine, give it to him. So there you go. Now, can you join both at the same time? Yes, we've had several people do this. You could join the 500K Accelerator and the Business Builder at the same time and do both at the same time. That is fine. If you do that, we give you a 50% discount off the Business Builder. So whatever price point that is, half off. And you're in the same, and then you supercharge both programs. It's kind of cool. We've had a few guys, at least 3 or 4, I think.
More than that.
Who've done both at the same time. Or you can do 500K for a few months, it's a year, and then 3 months in, do the 500K, do the 90-day Business Builder program at half off. However you want to do it. We're very flexible. Okay, enrollment for this is also open right now. Technically, it closed yesterday, but I was getting so many questions and so much confusion. That's why I'm doing these slides. We're done now. We'll open it for Q&A now. I'm extending this until Saturday for enrollment for that program, 500K. So you go 500k.io to schedule your call. Works the same way. Your deadline to schedule that call is this Saturday, July 12th. Is that right?
Which is not July 12th. It is July 15th.
I knew that. Can you tell I did these slides and my team didn't? You can tell if I did the slides that there's errors and typos. If my team does the slides, they're perfect. If I do them, they're all fucked up. So thank you, Billy. Saturday, July 15th. As soon as I saw that, I went, that doesn't sound right. The 15th, so that's 3 days. What is today? Is today Wednesday?
Today's Wednesday, the 12th.
All right, so you got 3 days to schedule the call. Not to sign up, but to schedule the call. You got to jump on this now because technically enrollment ended yesterday, and I'm being nice and extending it on 3 days. Cool? Cool. 500k.io. And yes, if you are interested in both, you're not sure which one, you can schedule with one and talk to the consultant you speak to about both because they can do either one. That's fine. We're a small company. We're very flexible. All right. So the summary, and then we're done. 90-Day Business Builder, 90daybizbuilder.com to schedule your call. Your deadline is July 29th. 500K Business Accelerator, 500k.io. Deadline to schedule your call is, I did that one right.
Well, what the heck?
July 15th. Now, really fast, and then we'll open it for Q&A. You should have already gotten an email about this if you are in this category. For any of you who are current or former members of any of our coaching programs, so that would be a Focus program, 6-Figure Warrior Mentorship, which don't exist anymore, but if you were a member of these programs, the SMIC program, which doesn't exist anymore, and that's called UMS, the UMS program, Founders Sanctum, I think those are it. If you are or were involved in these programs, there is a third option, a one-on-one coaching service with me and Billy that we do not offer to the public. I can't talk about this because I'm talking to the public right now. You probably got an email about how to respond and sign up for that or get information on that. If you did not get that email, send us an email, theonlyblackdragon@gmail.com, and we will send you that email. If you were a member of one of those 5 programs, were or are, yeah. UMS, FS, FP, SMIC, and 600, 6K. Okay, cool? All right. Did I cover everything? I think I did.
You did.
Yes, I did. All right, I'll leave the slide up for a few minutes, and then we'll just we'll do Q&A. Should we do it? Let's do it. All right, let me go back up to the top here. So go ahead and type your question in the chat. You have me and Billy now, 2 high-income, location-dependent, heavy-hitter business people. This is your opportunity to ask you any questions. Ask us any questions you want, regarding business or Five Flags or location depends or any of that stuff. Billy is also getting really good at Five Flags. I mean, she's like an expert at Paraguay now in terms of getting residency down here. I mean, Billy knows about how to get residency in Paraguay more than I do now. Yeah. Matter of fact, I got to go to pick up some paperwork before I leave. I just remember that. All right. Let's see. Where are our questions? What do you recommend to receive payments and deposit money overseas? The easiest one is Wise. I mean, Billy, I don't know if you have an opinion on this. That's the easy. PayPal works in a lot of countries. That's also pretty easy. If PayPal's not available, it's usually Wise.
Yeah.
Do you have a thought on that, Billy?
I almost exclusively use Wise. The transactional fees are lower. It's very easy and it works globally. That way I don't have to mess around with a bunch of different payment tools.
Right. And I found that a lot of our subcontractors like Wise, which is, so it makes sense. And we've had good luck with people who use that in the business builder program, things like that. So yeah. If I'm cutting short dating goals after no success, what should I do to keep that part of my life in maintenance while I start my business? So this is not a business question, but I'll answer it because you're tying it to business. What is the minimum amount you need per week? Minimum amount of dating/sexual activity you need per week to feel normal, to feel okay. Lock that in, and that's it. That's all you get. You focus on business. By the way, that is what I'm doing right now. And I've been doing this for, a year or 2 or 3. I don't go out and date a bunch of girls right now. I'm busy working, man. But I get just what I need, and then I focus on my work. That's the answer. I just joined 9-Day Business Builder. Cool. Were you in the meeting we just had? Can't tell from your name. I have a business, but my work is 80% location dependent. I make low dollars for my area. Location dependent. I need to make a location dependent business and eventually make the big money. I'm excited. Well, you're at a much easier springboard to get to that income now because you have that. And so, and a lot of people are in that category, location dependent business. And that's why you're not getting as much money because you're stuck with the economics and geographics of where you live. So, I mean, Billy lives in rural Wisconsin. I mean, there's some money there, but there's only so much money you can make out in the middle of nowhere in rural Wisconsin.
Exactly. So I've never even had a client that was close to me, not even in the same state.
Right. See, and because you don't want them. Also, taxes. You pay more taxes sometimes.
We pay more taxes, and you're right. A lot of times, I just don't want them. I want people who are able to think bigger and a little bit more expansively than just some mom and pop shop that wants to improve only one little segment of their business. I can't give time to that when there are people who are hungry to improve their entire lifestyle.
Right. Well, can you do a session with someone who's the 9-Day Business Builder and has been 2 months still not making enough money, but feels that the idea for my business is not good enough? Well, are you still in our base camp? I don't know who you are. If you're still in our base camp, well, I don't know who you are. So if you're in a base camp, bro, hit us up. We're here to help. Hit us up. If you're a former member, hit up Jeff. And then Jeff can help you. Otherwise, Jeff can bring it to our attention. So now
the challenge, the caveat that I will throw out there is that if you voided your guarantee by not attending or watching the sessions, if you were not doing the work, the guarantee is voided. And at that point, we can't continue working with you because there's been a demonstration that you're not on track and not going to make it and aren't following those prescribed steps. So in that case, there's not much we can do to help you immediately. However, if your guarantee is intact, absolutely reach out to myself or Jeff in the base camp.
So the way that works really quick, and we go through a whole thing on this in the program, is that we have a guarantee making X amount of money by 90 days, but you have to do your part. I'm not talking to you directly to ask the question. I'm talking about all of you. If you just sit on your ass and don't do any work, well, then you violate the guarantee. You have to keep up with the program. You have to be showing up to the sessions or watching the replays, being involved in base camp. And if you have to pause the program because something comes up, we were just talking about this a few hours ago, then let us know. And so we've done that for people. We've paused the program. Hey, my mom is dying in the hospital. Cool. We could not cool, but we could pause the program for you. Not cool, but we could pause the program for you And because we understand life, and you can restart later. That's perfectly fine. But as long as you keep in touch with us, it's all good. Let's say someone is making $80,000 a year. What results did you get an average with the 500K accelerator in terms of revenue so far? So again, it's purely based on what the people do in the program. We have had at least 2 people in the program. So let's see. We've had, this is off my memory now. I could be wrong. So these numbers are probably low. We've had at least 4 or 5 people that I remember by the end of the program be able to quit their jobs and go full-time with their business. At least 4 or 5. Because over the last few years, we do this focus program and 600. We've had 2 people that I know of get to 7 figures while in the program. I'm remembering one right now. Fantastic guy. 7-figure incomes. Now, they stayed involved in the program and they did what we told them to do. They followed our advice and they stayed active. There are a lot of people in these programs who sign up, they're active for a while, and then they kind of float away. And that's with every program. So it really depends what you put into it. Both these programs, frankly, it's what you put into it. But yeah, if you put it into this, we have some pretty cool shit.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing you should know, sorry, Caleb, the other thing you should know is that if you've gone missing, you're not active, myself and the other coaches will bother you. We will literally reach out to you on the Basecamp message board and say, hey, what's going on? Schedule a meeting. Who do we need to talk to? What's next? We don't want you to go away. We want to give you the biggest value we possibly can. So we're always going to try to get you back into the fold.
It's our job to keep you engaged because I know for a fact, business programs, I have a lot of experience with this, having my own business programs, and I've been a customer of many bigger ongoing business programs, coaching programs, I should say. The more regular engagement you have, a person has in a program, the more likely they are to succeed and be successful with that program. And I want that because I want your testimonial and I want your statistics. I want to be able to say, these guys made 7 figures, 6 figures. I want to be able to say that to you guys. So I want you to succeed, which means we want you to be involved. So it's our job to make sure that you stay involved in these things. And Billy is absolutely right. We will bug the fuck out of you. And we've had scenarios where we bug the fuck out of people and they vanish, and that's fine. It's no big deal. It's your life, but yeah. So. For 90-day business builder, how long do you usually spend with participants finding and developing niches? 5 to 6 weeks. Should you have a few ideas for niches going into the course? You don't need to. It helps. And Billy can comment on this. I mean, we just talked to a few people just now for the early bird session. Sometimes people have a few ideas, and it helps. But no, we've had plenty of people sign up for this program, and they had no fucking idea, and that's okay. Billy, agree?
I do agree. But the other thing that happens frequently is that people come in with an idea, and then they switch it when they understand it's not really niched enough, what the competition in the marketplace is. For whatever reasons, they decide to flip the script. So you may come in with one idea and one preconceived notion of what you can offer, but very frequently that will change as you're exposed to the different coaches and all of the other members in the programs, which is a huge value.
Yes, we've had several people sign up for the 90-day business builder in particular, and they come up with some ideas for niches, and we're like, no. Not a good niche. You don't want to do it. You won't be making money. It'll be very hard for you. It's going to be an uphill battle. And we pivot them to something that is either radically different or in some cases related. Mm-hmm. And we're good at this. We are fucking, if we're experts at anything, and we are, but if you're experts at anything, especially me, Jeff, Billy, Cliff, the 4 of us, we are experts at niche. We are, God damn, I mean this. I think we're probably some of the best people in the world at this topic of helping you find niches. I mean that. The 4 of us are I can't think of anyone else I've ever worked with who are as good as the 4 of us in terms of finding a profitable niche where you can make money quickly. I mean that seriously. I'm 100% serious with this. Billy is a genius with this. I am very good at this. Jeff is very good at this. Clip, we're all really good at this shit. So
we're also we're a very creative group of individuals. So there aren't very many barriers and roadblocks we let stand in our way. We will get you down the avenues you need to be down.
Right. Correct. I mean that literally. I've never said that before. I'm just thinking about this. This is one of the best programs in the world for this. you know, goddamn, we're not going to do this, but I could literally change the name of this program to Find a Niche, and it would make sense because we're such good at this, and we spend so much time on this, more than any other program anywhere on the internet I've ever seen in my life. I really mean this, guys. We're really good at this. Can you please talk about the money that needs to be spent on marketing during the course? I feel it's very hard to make money in 9 days. If no money is spent on marketing, I'm short on budget. Both of the guys, several of the guys I just gave examples of, the guy that got the $5,000 client the first 6 weeks, the guy that made $300 in the first, they didn't use any money whatsoever to market. No. You do not need to spend money. Now, you can if you want. We have 2 tracks, one if you want to spend money, one if you don't. But you can do all kinds of LinkedIn outreach, telephone outreach, email outreach, and a bunch of other stuff that costs you $0. Billy and I are both, you're looking at 2 very successful business people who started their first companies for $0 and spent $0 on marketing. I was making a 6-figure income, multi-6 figures, before I ever spent a dime on marketing on the internet. It's true. So now, is it easier? Can you get there faster? Yes, that's true. That's accurate. You don't need to, though. We've got plenty of success stories of guys that spent a penny.
I have still never spent a dime on any advertising for myself or my businesses. Never.
Right, isn't that funny?
If you can find me, at least in the old days before Caleb made me be more public, if you could find me, you had an inroad.
You could give me money.
That's all I do. I don't even have business cards. Still.
There you go, guys. And Billy does really well. Billy makes a lot of money. And she's location dependent.
Very, yes.
Yeah. Can I do the business accelerator if I have a 9-to-5 job? Yes, you can. Because again, one of the 2 curriculums of that program is aspiring entrepreneur. And we have guys, plenty of guys in that program who have 9-to-5 jobs. And we've had at least, the number I have in my head is 4 or 5. I think it's more, who by the end of the year quit their job and went full-time with their business by the end of the program. That's my favorite thing on earth, to see someone. I like to watch people make money when they have a new business, get that first client, because they don't have sight. But the biggest thing for me, and all of us are different in terms of what we like emotionally, the biggest thing emotionally for me is to watch someone quit their fucking 9-to-5 job and get free. Because I remember when I did that in 1996 from Nike corporate headquarters. I remember that day. It's seared in my brain forever. It's one of the happiest days of my life. Then I'm like, I've told stories about this where I walk out of my cubicle and I'm like, I'm never have to sit in that fucking cubicle ever again. And I walk through all the hall. I'm never have to talk. I'm never have to obey any of these bosses ever again. And I went in the elevator and I pressed that button. I'm never have to press this fucking button ever again. And I walked down saying, I will never have to work in this building ever again unless they're a client paying me shitloads of money. And then it's under my terms. It was so great. So the answer is a big yes. That's a big yes.
Yeah, and I will add there that I also believe in being overemployed. So if having a 9-to-5 works for you and that's important as a part of your lifestyle, Auntie Billy's a little bit softer than Caleb and will help you maximize your life around that job. Or ideally,
quit your job.
To dial back, to help you understand that it's okay to be average at your job so that you can excel in the rest of your life.
Correct. We talk about that in the 500K program. You have to do the kind of the average stuff at your job to focus your energies on your business, your side business, which is how I started my company. I've talked about this many times. I had a full-time job at Nike corporate headquarters and First Interstate Bank before that. I worked in my business for 2.5 years before I quit. Now, it'll take you much faster because you have us. I didn't have us. But yes, correct. Billy's right. Will there be another 9-day business builder in 3 months? Yes, there will be. But again, I can't make any guarantees as to price or how it's going to look or that stuff. But yes, there will be. Would keeping on an active founder sanctum be beneficial while being a part of the 500K business accelerator, or is that overkill? Well, let me think that through. That's a good question.
Let me jump in.
I think I have an answer, but go ahead.
I do not think it's overkill because you're exposed to a completely different audience of peers.
Oh, true.
So what it does is expand. You'll have similar coaches, although we do have some additional coaches in FS that aren't necessarily part of the other programs. So you'll hear a little bit wider variety of voices, but more importantly, you will have access to all of those other individuals in the program. And we do have guys that are in both. We also have guys that are in the Business Builder and also in Founder Sanctum, for example.
That's definitely, yeah. So Business Builder and Founder Sanctum is a great mix. Founder Sanctum and 500K, now I'm thinking about it, I wasn't sure how to answer this, is yes, because you're going to get Founder Sanctums twice a week, right? And that's pure Q&A. So it's another, well, I can't do the math. It's another, 100 coaching sessions you get for the year on top of the 500K, the custom ones just for you. So yes, that could only help. So that, yes, I was thinking, I think that would help, but I had to think for a minute. So yes, agree. And for a minute, I was thinking 500K, Business Accelerator, and Founder Sanctum. That might be overkill, but even then it might not be. But I don't think we've ever had anyone to have all three. But you're right. Billy's right. We have people in both. I forgot about that. Yeah. Have you ever worked with online teachers? Is it possible to really scale this kind of business and make $500K dollars per year? Ooh, I know, Billy, you have an answer. You answer that first before I do.
Yeah, for sure. What's your topic? What's your niche? How direct is it? And how are you spreading the word? Of course, we can help with that. In fact, one of the first people in the 90-day, or he was in the 500K, wasn't he? The guy whose name starts with an H and works in finance. Young guy. I know you know. You've done some JVs with him.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that particular guy didn't have, I mean, he is essentially an online teacher, not in quite the traditional sense. But he went from no audience, and he's one of the guys who's making 7 figures now that was within less than a year for him specifically. Yep. So it just depends on what your niche is, what your commitment, and what your available time is.
And if you're teaching something very academic, like I teach algebra. Okay, in that scenario, then you have to build a firm, which is fine. You have subcontractors. You have other people teaching for you. You have a curriculum you design, and you're the marketer. You're the CEO of this educational company. Or you're teaching something like we're teaching, business or something niched, and then you don't need any subcontractors you want to. But those are both paths to get to 500K per year. Yes.
Gosh, and another example that popped to my mind, Caleb, is we actually have a dude who is in the Czech Republic. He is a dog trainer.
Yes.
He's a competitive dog trainer, and he has transitioned the bulk of his company to being an online training tool.
He's kicking ass. He's great.
And I mean, who would think you could train dogs remotely that way? But it works.
It works, man. We can location independent eyes just about any business. And Billy and myself are experts at that as well. Taking a business that you think incorrectly is location dependent, or a function's location dependent, and making that location dependent. Dude. Yeah, no problem. I want to become location dependent ASAP. I feel like 9-day Business Builder is the best way to get there. Is that correct? What else do I need to do to get out of here? Yeah, to get from zero, if you have no idea where to get started, to zero to get to that fast, 9-day Business Builder. Yes. Yeah. If you want to, depends on your budget, because 500K Accelerator is a little more money. But if you're especially tighter on budget, yes, 9-day Business Builder, yes, that is the whole point of that program, is getting you from zero to the money as fast as we can, as fast as you're able to do it, is the goal of the 90-day Business Builder. Right. 500K is to get you to the big money. Yes, as fast as you can. You're not going to get there in a month. It takes a little more time. That's why it's a year. But yes, so I think I would agree with you. Yeah. What makes Paraguay better than Colombia for 5 flags? Are you forced to pay more tax than Colombia? Yes. Colombia, you're forced to pay more taxes if you're there more than 6 months a year. And it's not necessarily better or worse. It just depends on what your priorities are. So Colombia is a faster rising infrastructure country than Paraguay, although Paraguay, and Billy can attest this, every time you come back to Paraguay, there's new shit here. There's new buildings, better roads, billboards. I was down at the mall right next to my apartment here. They have all these new high-tech plasma screens up now. I mean, every time you come here, it grows. But Colombia is on a sharper growth curve.
It is
dating. Go ahead.
Colombia is also a little bit less geopolitically secure. Paraguay's security is
accurate.
hard to match anywhere in the world because it's landlocked, it has good relationships, and it's agrarian. So in terms of stability in this country right now, it's very stable.
Kayla and Billy, do either of you have any experience doing high-level, long-term coaching relationships with a neurodivergent client specifically? Especially someone with serious clinical ADHD. Billy, go ahead.
Let's just say this, my friend. I am, if you haven't seen the podcast, I am very neurodivergent, very. I have,
You're not very.
I have Asperger's. I'm very good at masking, and I have ADHD, and it is pretty serious, and I am medicated. If I know that I need to focus, because it can be hard for me. And that's why I have my hands in so many different businesses, because that is how I get those dopamine hits. That serves my neurodivergence. But yes, you'd be surprised, a large percentage of our audience versus a typical audience does tend to neurodivergent tendencies in one way or another.
And Billy makes high six figures, location dependent, 11 companies. She's one of the most successful people in the world, literally, and she has these issues. So what I'm saying is, it's not an excuse, and the answer to your question is a big fucking yes. That's Billy.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is, and that's why we use project management tools. Mm-hmm. That's why we break tasks down into the smallest components that we can, so things are achievable. And it's not as overwhelming. You just have to do a couple of things and tick a box. And you also then have the record. And this is something for people like ADHDers like myself really benefit from, is being able to go back and look at your activity and see the feed of all of the things you've done. Because it's very easy for us to become ridiculously hypercritical of the processes that we're going through, and experiencing impatience with ourselves and not being particularly kind. So we have literally structured this to suit my wacky-headed needs.
Right.
And it happens to serve everyone.
Right. And that's why Billy and I are such a good team to work with, because you get both ends of the spectrum, pun intended. So I don't have those issues, but I'm the opposite extreme. I'm an INTJ robot who doesn't give a fuck and has very little empathy and very little time for bullshit. And Billy is very empathetic and understands, these emotional needs that normal human beings have. And she can help with, if you have those kind of ADHD stuff. Is neurodivergent mean everything like bipolar and ADHD? I don't know what that means. Is that like a catch-all term for all this stuff, Billy? I don't know if that was that right.
Sort of. It tends more toward not non-physical.
Okay.
But
right.
That's slightly different wiring. So
right.
ADHD is definitely there. It's a longer conversation than we could have right now.
Right. So, and my point is that I can't relate to these things, but Billy is in that world, and Billy can help you, those of you who have those issues or personality traits, because I have creative personality traits. She can help you with these things in ways that I can't, because I can't relate. And I can help you with things that Billy can't relate to in terms of, being an asshole. Or you don't get my point. Yeah. That's why Billy are really good at it. We're a good team with this stuff. You get both angles.
We are. We balance one another. And that's something that's important to us as well, to be able to offer to you.
So the answer is a big yes. You asked if I was at a meeting you just had. I wasn't invited. I just received the login yesterday. Well, then you were invited. Are you in the 90-day business builder? Did you just sign up in the last 2 weeks? If not, then you can watch the recording.
I know who this fella is. I'll connect with you offline.
Okay, cool. Great. I'm not up on who's members of what, because I'm not in that area, but okay, great. Good. I know how to write difficult subpoenas that most lawyers do not know how to write. What pay to download setup would you recommend for a white paper documents that fully explain how to do this? Well, here's what I would do. I wouldn't necessarily do that. I would have some kind of coaching service where you would coach on this, and then as a downsell, you'd have some kind of, you can download this thing. So my coaching service, don't use these numbers. I'm just off the top of my head. A flat fee coaching service of like $597 or something like that you charge to attorneys, or even more because they're attorneys. I don't know. And then as a downsell, if they don't want to go for that, then you have like this $197 service or $297 where you can download some templates. Billy, you agree? That's what I would do.
100%. And that's where you also lean into any speaking engagements that you can get. So again, you can multiply your efforts very quickly, especially if you can offer something that specialized.
Yeah, you're in a really good place, nice and niched. That's a great niched offering. So you want to niche your market and you niche your offering. Ideally both, but at least one or the other. And so you have a pretty good niched offering. It's pretty good. Would you allow a person to join these programs if they have unsustainable levels of personal debt? Well, I might be hesitant on doing payments with you because I might not get paid. Other than that, sure. I've been there. Bro, I've been there.
I've been there too. Guys, I lost 13 years ago every fucking thing I owned and had to start completely from scratch. So we've been there. There's no shame in it. And frankly, you need money to survive. And this is a skill that will really benefit you. So, yep, we're not going to turn you away because shit happens in life. We're going to help you move forward and past that.
This is many years ago, 20, 25 years ago. I had my car repossessed right in front of my little kids. It was fun. I was in very big trouble with the IRS, even bigger trouble with the state of Oregon in terms of back taxes I owed because I didn't know what the hell I was doing in terms of debt. I mean, I have absolutely, there's a reason I don't like debt. I'm a little more lenient about it now these days because I make more money. But so yes, we understand the problem. It's just schedule your call. If you think you can afford this, either one of these, schedule your call and we'll work with you. We're pretty, like I said, we're pretty flexible about this stuff. I'm surprised I'm the one saying that, but it's true.
Me too.
Yeah, you're more flexible than I am. But yeah. Is there a different approach to the 9-day Business Builder program for people who want to make $85,000 a year versus $500K a year? Or do we all start with $85K and work our way up? So in the 90-day Business Builder program, that's a really good question. It's 90 days. So there's only so much we can accomplish in 90 days. We don't focus on, you're going to make $500,000 in your new business. You need to get the first 1,000, the first 3,000, the first 5,000. Then you worry about bigger numbers. So in the 90-day Business Builder program, we focus on getting you those first few clients or customers in the door, cash in your hand in 90 days. After that, the program is over. Then you just scale by repeating what you've already learned how to do in the marketing. That's it. So that's one of the big differences in 90-day and 500K. 500K is a year. So in a year, we can really focus in on really scaling your income because we have a year. 90 days, there's only so much you can do. So can you get to 500K starting with the 9-day program? Of course. I mean, Billy and I both done there. You get your first client or your first customer, you get $200. And you're like, okay, I got $200. Yay. But eventually that $200 turns into 6 figures or 7 figures or more, right? That's how it works. Right? Yeah. Let's see. Regarding my previous question for teaching companies, I teach maths and French. I specialize for high school level, help students get to top universities. So in that case, well, a few things you could do. Number one, you could focus on, we just had a meeting about this, wealthy students from wealthy families trying to get into like Stanford, Oxford, places like that. Okay, you could focus on that and niche to a high-end market. So you can charge a lot more for your services, and or you scale, you're the CEO of a business that has teachers under you. Those are two ways of getting to 500K in your current topic. For example, just off the top of my head. Yeah. Let's see. Would it be possible to get the Focus 6-Figure Warrior Mentorship previous seminar recordings and audiobooks for on-demand viewing for a 500K VA participant in addition to current custom curriculum? That's a good question. I think so. Hey, Billy, do you want to make a note? Maybe we should do that. I don't know if we still have those. I think we do. I'm pretty sure we have all that stuff. Yeah.
I don't know what Jeff does, so we'll find out.
Okay. Now, the problem with that is some of that's confidential to those members, so we wouldn't be able to give you everything. But I think so, yeah. And if you're in 500K now, I don't know if you are or not, let us know in Basecamp. Otherwise, we can look at that. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea, actually. Yeah. Do we need expert levels of time? Go ahead.
I just wanted to make one other point to Rob Bob's comment, and that was that the 500K accelerator program, we need to
right. I know. 500K. Just go 500K.
There's one-on-one set, that's primarily one-on-one sessions. So the dive that we can take into your specific business and needs is much, much deeper than we can ever do in a group situation.
Correct. By far. That's the point of it. Right. Do we need expert levels of time management for success these programs? No, we teach that. So in 500K, we teach it. In 90 Day Business Builder, we keep it simple enough where all the assignments you get are doable, even if you have a full-time job.
Yeah.
So 90 Day Business Builder is designed for people who are busy and have a full-time job, number one. Number two, in 500K, we teach time management. It's one of the things we teach if you need that help. I'm a time management consultant. That's what I do for a living. So the answer is you're good. You're good to go. Yeah. You want to say something about that? Did I interrupt you? Sorry.
Yeah, actually, that's why we have accountability coaches as well. So if you're falling behind, if you have any kind of barriers and roadblocks, they're literally there to help you immediately. You will never wait more than 24 hours to get a response from the team. And I think that really helps with the time management. But additionally, everything is broken down, as we discussed earlier, into the key component tasks that need to be accomplished, which means that even if you struggle and say, like, I can't block out 3 hours to sit down and do this, for example, you certainly can tick off 1 or 2 tasks. And that's the beauty. Caleb, are you still there? Okay, I can't tell if I'm frozen or if Caleb is. Okay, so it looks like you've got me, guys. Well, let's carry on. Let's see what other questions we have. I'll just scroll up here a bit. Caleb's really putting me on the spot now, isn't he? Okay, which of the two, value-based pricing or percent of revenue, is more profitable in your consulting business? Modus operandi is helping companies double or triple long-term value and to triple referrals. It really depends. What are you more comfortable with? What do your clients prefer? Oftentimes, value-based pricing is my preference because I know I can delineate what that's going to be. Percentage of revenue can be really challenging because people have to report to you accurately and honestly and be very open with financial records. So again, it depends on what your aversion or desires for risk are. Let's see. I'm glad to know that it's Caleb frozen and not me. I thought I messed up, so that's great. And I've sent him a message letting him know he's not there. He could be in wetness protection, guys. He's only a few blocks away, though, so I'll check. Let's see. In terms of pricing for 500K, I don't know how to make these questions show up on screen, guys, so I'll just read them. Did we reveal the price for 500K Accelerator? We don't do that because there are so many variables involved in what your individual finalized pricing will be. We can tell you that it's over 15,000, but from there, there's so much variability that please schedule a call with one of the consultants. And by the way, guys, the consultants that you talk to for any of our programs are actually people on my coaching staff. These aren't just like some sales guys. These are people who are involved with the programs and understand what's going on and what we truly have to offer. Cool. Zan the man, thank you very much. He said I'm doing an amazing job on my first live webinar. I appreciate that because it's kind of nerve-wracking, guys, but Caleb's great at getting all of us to expand our comfort zones and improve our lives, and this is part of that. So thanks. And I think with that, guys, I think we'll wrap it up for today. You can always message us at theonlyblackdragon.com. Now, Caleb and I do not check that email ourselves. Our staff does, but they will forward things directly to us in Basecamp, which is project management tool. Let's see. There are a couple more questions here. The best automatic page download service, I'm not sure. I would have to give that some thought. And that's a situation where I would defer to two of the coaching staff. So either Matt or Cliff, because that is very much in his wheelhouse. And that's why Caleb brought it up earlier. If we don't know an answer, we know somebody who does, and we'll get them for you. See, should my income already be at a certain level for 500K? Honestly, that's up to you. We want you to, obviously, we don't want to bankrupt you. That's never our goal. But if you're able to dedicate the time and the finances to the program, we will not turn you away. But we will help you screen by asking it, as many smart questions as we can on those calls. And that's why we have that approach rather than taking the salesman approach. All right, guys, I'm going to see. I got a ding. We're going to be rude and look at our phone for a second here. Caleb's power went out. It's not surprising. It was storming like a son of a gun here. And in fact, this is the first day I've been in Paraguay that I haven't been drenched in sweat, because even in the middle of winter, it's been in the high 80s. And I'm a Wisconsin girl. We don't do that. So it's actually cool today, but I can understand why his power went out. So thanks, guys. We absolutely appreciate your patience. Again, theonlyblackdragon.com, or excuse me, theonlyblackdragon@gmail.com for any additional questions. And in the meantime, we'll see you on the podcast and in our in all the content that Caleb puts out. Thanks again for joining us.